contraindication, but we need to rule out some sort of absolute and relative contraindication before we jump on lumbar puncture. Very, very important for your exam. So remember, when a patient had documented space occupying lesion in the posterior fossa, presence of midline shift, effacement of basal cistern or fourth ventricle, skin infection in the area of lumbar puncture, lumbar epidural abscess or empyema. So these are the like absolute contraindication when a patient had INR above 1.4, okay, platelet count is less than 50,000. These are the relative contraindication. We need to support them with a platelet or FFP before we proceed for lumbar puncture. So very, very important before we jump on the LP. So this is the clinical picture of the CSF in a normal individual and that of the acute bacterial, viral, and that of the chronic. So usually opening pressure is going to be in between 100 to 200 millimeters of water, but in bacterial, acute, viral, or chronic, so there is a possibility they can have a normal pressure or increase in pressure, so which appear clear, okay, in normal patient, turbid, purulent in bacterial, clear or bit cloudy in viral. So it is going to be more towards cloudy in chronic and TB meningitis. So cytology, usually normally 4 cells are considered as normal. So they can be like lymphocytes. Usually the cells are going to be more than 1,000, like almost more than 80% are neutrophils in acute bacterial meningitis, and which is about like 500 to 1,000 with a lymphocyte predominance in viral. So TB meningitis, which is going to be more of lymphocytes, counts are less than 500. So protein usually increase in acute bacterial meningitis and to a significant level in chronic meningitis, particularly if it is tubercular meningitis. Other than TB meningitis, so it's going to be normal or marginally increased, okay. So glucose, normally it is less than 2/3 from the serum glucose, which is going to be significantly reduced in bacterial meningitis. Next is TB meningitis, may be normal or marginally low in viral meningitis. See, one thing which helps in differentiating bacterial versus the viral or other cause of meningitis is CSF lactate. There is a good data on this. If the CSF lactate is more than 3.5, which is a marker of like acute bacterial meningitis. So how to evaluate this is the protocol. So when a patient had these kind of triad like fever, headache, neck rigidity with or without altered mental status, okay, if the patient is obtunded, focal neurological signs, the immune system compromised, okay, if any of these things are there, so then we need to obtain an imaging. So basically if the patient had coma, okay, focal neurological deficit, immunocompromised patient, already having some sort of focal neurological deficit with a space occupying lesion, if they present with convulsion, so preferably we need to do CT scan before going for the lumbar puncture. So otherwise perform the LP, obtain the blood culture, okay, begin the empirical antibiotic therapy. If like patient need to be undergo CT or MRI, so if you notice any mass effect or posterior fossa mass, if it is S, no lumbar puncture, give empirical antibiotic coverage, okay. So if it is a presumptive bacterial meningitis, we need to treat accordingly with the antibiotic. Presumptive viral meningitis, then we need to treat with the acyclovir, okay. So suppose like if the patient is not having any mass effect, so then we need to perform the lumbar puncture, begin empirical antibiotic therapy, okay. Maybe started 4 hours prior to lumbar puncture if procedure cannot be performed sooner. So the take home message here is, suppose patient is having meningitis, if there is a contraindication for performing lumbar puncture, it is not mandatory to wait to give the antibiotic. Take the blood culture, give the antibiotic. If there is a delay in taking the blood culture also, so we can give the empirical antibiotic before taking the culture. So basically there should not be any delay in initiating the antibiotics, okay. So when it comes to again on the findings of lumbar puncture, so I already told bacterial, viral, fungal, tubercular, so which is going to be bit elevated more in bacterial of the opening pressure, WBC of more than 1,000, okay. So usually tubercular and fungal, which is going to be less than 500, usually it is variable. Viral is the minimal like WBC count, more of lymphocytes. Neutrophils are more in bacterial meningitis. Protein is mild to moderate elevated. TB meningitis are going to be having very high elevated protein. Okay, CSF2 serum glucose ratio markedly decreased in bacterial, and next will be tubercular. Usually it's going to be near normal in viral and that of the fungal.